Hello everyone, my name is Lester Delgado. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how you are going to use how many and how much, okay? Let me explain you here on the board, okay, what are the difference between how many and how much, okay guys? For example, how many, okay, how many is used to talk about countable nouns, okay? When we are talking about countable nouns, okay, something we can count, we're going to use how many, okay? For example, a right marker is countable now because we can count. So, you know, when we are referring about something we can count, we're going to use how many. All right, and let me explain you, okay, what are the expressions, okay, we are going to use when you are going to answer, okay, with this question, okay? For example, these are, okay, the quantity, okay, you have to use. For example, you can say a few, okay, you can use few, you can use some, you can use a lot of, okay, you can use a right, for example, you know, many, okay, it's another quantity. All right, we can use, right, to talk about countable nouns, okay? Let me explain you, right, some example here for you understand, okay, how we're gonna use how many and how you are going to use, right, this quantity, okay? For example, how many markers, for example, how many markers do you have, okay? How many markers do you have? If somebody, okay, if someone asks me the questions, okay, teacher Lester, how many markers do you have? Okay, I can answer in many different ways, okay? I'm going to write some possible answer, okay? You're going to say, okay, when someone asks you about this kind of question, okay? For example, you can say, I have a few markers. You can use I have a few markers, or you can say I have some markers, you know, or you can say I have a lot of markers, you know, I have a lot of markers, or you can say I have many markers, okay, I have many markers, or you can specify the amount of numbers of markers, okay, you have. For example, you have 20 markers, so you're going to say I have 20 markers, okay? In this case, you are specifying the amount of numbers of markers, okay, you have, okay? This is the way how you're going to answer, you know, when you are talking about countable nouns, something we can count, okay? For example, how many markers do you have? I have a few markers, I have some markers, I have a lot of markers, I have many markers, or I have 20 markers, okay? This is the possible answer, okay, you can use when someone is gonna ask you, right, this question using how many when he's talking about countable nouns, okay? Yeah, only when you're talking about countable now you can use this quantity, okay? Yeah, to answer, okay guys? Now let me explain you how you are going to use how much. All right, okay, it's very easy, okay guys? This is not difficult, right? It's very easy, all right, to use this kind of grammar, right? Pay attention here on this video for you to understand what are the difference between how many and how much, right? For example, how much we're going to use, okay, when we're talking about uncount nouns, okay? When we're talking about uncount nouns, we are going to use how much, something around we cannot count. For example, okay, which sense, okay, we cannot count. For example, okay, water, okay, water, right, we cannot count because it's a liquid, okay? We cannot say I have one water, two water, three water, okay, because it's not correct, because that is not count nouns. Only, all right, the count noun we can count, but water is uncountable noun, so right, it's impossible to count, so we're not going to use, all right, 1, 2, 3. We're not going to use any exact numbers, okay, of a bottle of water because it's not correct. So, you know, these are the expression of quantity, okay, you have to use when we are referring about uncount nouns, okay? For example, you can say a liter, not so much, okay? Some, you can use some, right, for bus, right, for count, and on count now we can use to write this expression of quantity, all right? And we can use a lot, okay? We can use right for bus too, all right? We're talking about count nouns, and on count now we can use right a lot, all right? And what we can use? We can use, for example, a liter, not so much, some, a lot. Okay, here you are, some expression of quantity, all right, to answer when you are talking about uncount nouns. Okay, now let me explain you here on the board about, you know, some question, okay? Someone want to know something about uncount nouns. For example, guys, how much water, how much water do you drink? All right. This is an interesting question, all right, for many people, for many of us, okay? Because it's an interesting question, right? Someone asked me, okay, this kind of question, all right, teacher Lester, how much water do you drink? Okay, it's an excellent, interesting question for me. My answer would be, I drink, all right, I drink a lot water, okay? I drink a lot water, okay? We can use this expression, right, because we're talking about, right, on count now, we can use for both. So, right, so on count out, on count now, we can use these expressions too. Or you can say, I drink a little water, okay? It's possible answer, I drink a little water. Or you can say, I drink not so much water, all right? It's correct too. Or you can say, I drink some water, okay, because some, all right, we can work, for both, okay, for on count and for count nouns, okay, we can use some too, all right. Here you are this example. How much water do you drink? I drink a lot water. I drink a little water. I drink not so much water. I drink some water, okay, but I want you to never say I drink many water or I drink a few water. That is not correct, because that expression is only when you are referring about count nouns, okay? Only to specify count nouns. But in the meantime, on count now, you cannot use this because it's not correct, okay? You're making a terrible mistakes if you are using that kind of expression of quantity when you are going to answer, okay, like this way, right? So these are the correct expression of quantity for on count nouns, okay? For that, I read in this example, for you make a difference about, count and count nouns, okay? What is the correct expression you are going to use when you are talking about count nouns and uncount nouns, okay, guys? How much water do you drink? I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water. I drink not so much water, or I drink some water, okay? This is the correct answer, okay, for uncount nouns. Okay, now let me explain you more example right now. Okay, for example, you want to know some uncount nouns, okay? If somebody asks me, or someone asks me, all right, teacher Lester, how much sugar do you want? Okay, how much sugar do you want? Okay, my answer will be I want some sugar. All right, I want some sugar. Or I can say I want, all right, a little sugar. All right, or you can say I want 1 pound of sugar. Okay, specify the amount of sugar I want, but in this case, I'm using, all right, units and measurements, okay? But in another videos, I'm going to explain you how you're going to use units and measurements, all right? For you are, becoming accountable nouns, okay, guys? This is very important for everybody, right, to know. But in this case, I'm just explaining you how you're going to answer, with how much and with how many, okay? I want a little sugar. I want some sugar. I want not so much sugar, or I want a lot of sugar. It's possible answer, okay, you can say, okay, for uncount nouns, okay? Now let me explain one more example, right, when you're talking about for count nouns. For example, if someone asks me, all right, teacher Lester, how many, for example, how many students, okay, do you need in your English class? How many students do you need in your English class, okay? My answer would be, I need a lot of students in my English class. It's possible, all right? Or I can say, I need some students in my English class, or I need a few students in my English class, or you can say, I need many students in my English class, or to specify the number or amount of students, you can say, I need 100 students, okay, depending on the right amount of students you need, but that's where you're going to answer, okay, because you are talking about count nouns, okay. This is the way how we're going to use the expression how much and how many, okay. Don't forget it, all right. When do we use how many and when do we use how much, okay? It's simple, okay, guys. Remember how many used to talk about count nouns and how many used to uncount nouns, okay, guys? All right, that's it for today, okay? If you like this video, I want you to leave your comments or leaving a like All right, thank you for watching my videos. All right, and have a nice day.